Here is what most people don't want to hear. Many of you have become addicted to fixing the past. It gives you a false sense of control. You think if you can just understand it better, analyze it deeper, process it more thoroughly, then finally you'll be free. But here is what Alfred Adler understood that most therapists miss. We're not determined by our experiences, but by the meaning we give them. No amount of digging changes what already happened, but obsessing over it keeps you at the frequency of it. This is part 3 of Wake Up to Yourself series. We've talked about consciousness versus discipline, then identity attachment versus healing. Now we're going deeper into why your healing story might be your biggest prison. Let me show you the difference between processing and rehearsing. You're stuck in healing loops when you can describe your childhood trauma in perfect detail, but your life looks exactly the same all the time, no changes whatsoever. You understand exactly why you have the patterns that you have, but you are still living them. You spend more time talking about what happened to you than what you're creating next and what are your future goals. You use your past as evidence for why you can do something rather than fuel for why you must do it. This isn't healing anymore. This is rehearsal. And here is what I've observed. People who stay stuck in this pattern often develop what Adler calls a superiority complex through victimhood. With what has happened to them, they want others to feel sorry for them and to tolerate their behavior. By others tolerating their behavior, they stay in control by staying wounded. And what is that really? That's the psychology of a child. A helpless identity means you never have to grow up. So yeah, you're a grown-up child. That's what you are by doing this. That's why many people turn 30, 40, 50, 60 years with the mentality of a 10-year-old kid. Your past emits a frequency if you are still living from it. Your nervous system, your subconscious identity, your entire energetic field, it all recreates what's familiar. If you want a new life, you need a new emotional set point. Let me share a personal example for a second and share how I could have stayed trapped in this pattern if I had this mindset. My father had drinking problems. My mother only showed love when I fit her image of who I was supposed to be. I could have spent years analyzing this. I could have stayed focused on how unfair it was, how it shaped my patterns, how it explained why I became the fixer, the people pleaser, not even to talk about my sister's depression and all the things that happened during that time. And I did process it. I felt the pain. I grieved what I didn't receive. But then I made a choice. I stopped trying to change what already happened and I started changing what was going to happen next, what was in my control. I realized my parents did everything they thought was right with the best intentions. When you are unaware of what you are doing, how can you understand the consequences of it? You can't. So I can't be mad at someone who doesn't understand something. If you're Chinese, would you get mad at an Englishman for not speaking Chinese and not understanding you? Hopefully not. Otherwise, you're definitely a bad-tempered grown-up kid. I don't look at all this as something bad. All the hardships made me what I am today. That's the difference. Healing says, yes, that happened. I feel it. I grieve it. And now I choose who I become. Staying stuck says, this happened to me, and it explains why I'm this way. One is using the past as fuel, the other one is using it as an excuse. Every time you revisit your trauma without moving through it, you're reinforcing the neural pathways that keep you stuck. But let me explain what I mean by frequency, because this isn't woo-woo that many people say, oh, this is a new modern thing nowadays. This is science. You're electrical. Your cells communicate through electrical impulses. Your heart has an electromagnetic field stronger than your brain. Your emotions have vibrational outputs. Everything in your body is made of atoms. You have studied this in chemistry. I don't know if you remember. Atoms are made of subatomic particles, electrons, protons, and neutrons. Electrons are moving charges, energy in motion. This creates vibration, and vibration equals frequency. Your feelings have frequencies. Shame, guilt, fear are low frequency states, heavy and contracted. Gratitude, love, and joy are high frequency states that are expansive and coherent. When you're constantly revisiting your past trauma, you are living in low frequency states. Shame, resentment, helplessness. Your nervous system is broadcasting, life happens to me. I expect pain. I'm not safe. Your reticular activating system, the filter of the brain, shows you what matches your internal beliefs and ignores the rest. If you're living from the frequency of I was hurt and I'm still hurting, your brain will search and notice experiences that match that frequency. This is victim frequency in action. The universe doesn't care about your story. It responds to your frequency. And if your frequency is stuck in the past, your future will look like your past. We dive deep into this frequency work in our community calls, both in my book club and my private community, because this isn't just theory. It's about actually shifting your energetic signature from past trauma frequency to greater frequency. Clients who have worked with me one-on-one know really well what I'm talking about here. So how do you make this shift? First, acknowledge what happened without making it your identity. My father had a drinking problem because I learned early that I couldn't depend on others' emotional stability, so I developed incredible inner strength. Second, ask better questions. Instead of why did this happen to me, ask what did this teach me that I need for my mission. Instead of how do I heal this, ask how do I use this? Make it your superpower. Third, grief and gratitude. Feel the pain fully, process it, cry about what you didn't get, and then consciously choose to become the person who gives you what you need. It's important to process and feel the emotions because if you don't process them, you suppress them and they will be stored in your body, which causes different health issues. But that's a topic for another video. So if you like the videos that I'm making, make sure to subscribe. The goal isn't to erase your past. The goal is to stop being imprisoned by it. This is exactly what we explore in the Courage to Be Disliked. Adler's idea that we choose our lifestyle, we choose our perspective, we choose our future regardless of our past. The goal isn't to erase your past. The goal is to stop being imprisoned by it. This is exactly what we explore in my book club with the book The Courage to Be Disliked. Adler's idea that we choose our lifestyle, we choose our perspective, we choose our future regardless of our past. And if you want to join us, it's free. Check the link in the description below. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I need to stop dwelling on my past. But what about this constant need that I have to be liked, to be approved? That's exactly what we're going to cover next. Because here is what I've discovered. Even if you heal your trauma and choose your perspective, if you're still living for approval, you are not free. You are just better at performing. And there is still some programming that you haven't worked on. Your approval addiction is the cage that keeps you small. And until you break free from needing everyone to like you, you will never know who you really are underneath all the masks. In the next video, I'm going to show you how your need to be liked is actually a survival strategy that's keeping you trapped in a prison of other people's expectations. And we will explore how true freedom comes when you stop outsourcing your worth to other people's opinions. Look, most people will spend their entire life trying to rewrite their story instead of writing a new one. They will understand their patterns, talk about their trauma, I see it everywhere, maybe even feel better about themselves, but they will never use their past as fuel for their future because they're addicted to the comfort of understanding rather than the discomfort of transforming. If this resonates, let me know in the comments about the story from your past that you're ready to stop rehearsing. And if you want to go deeper into this work, be part of the community of like-minded, growth-focused individuals. You're welcome to join my book club for free and, of course, my private community if you want to go even deeper. We're having incredible conversations about the courage to be disliked. This is part 3 of the series Wake Up to Yourself. If you missed the previous videos about discipline versus consciousness and identity attachment, watch those next. They will connect all these concepts. Next week, we're going to talk about the biggest cage of all, your need to be liked by everyone. Thank you for being here and for choosing courage over comfort. Take care, and I'll see you soon again.